but we're both so little, so I just feel like we're
gonna have to scoot up.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Anna, one of the things that they said about you, which I was always taken by, is you're a different kind of leader. What did they mean by that? And folks, by the way, all of her team members would say, yeah, oh, Anna's a different kind of leader, and there would be a lot of conversation about it. What did they mean by that?
I've been a state employee already at another very wonderful position here in Los Angeles, also as an appointee. And in that position, my job was to work across the aisle with partners that weren't necessarily within state. So a lot of private and public and community members. And I think when my new team met me, what they saw was, here's an outsider who's great at making partnerships happen, and she knows how to talk to people, and she knows how to extend an olive branch, etc. Oh, there are my parents calling me. Asking people what they thought and how they wanted the department to run, and I think everyone was like, whoa, what? You should know how you want the department to run. You're at the helm of the second or third largest department in the state. Why are you asking us? I mean, you were chosen because you know, right? And I said, well, I know what I like and I know what I think we should do, but I'm asking you all, like, how do you want it to work, and why do you want it to work that way? And so, right off the bat, they had never been asked to participate in that way.
So this is a big deal, right? Like, somebody coming in is all of a sudden asking people, hey, what do you think, and what are you doing now? In my world, that could be perceived as a sign of weakness, right? And so you have all of these sort of powerhouses being like, here's this woman coming in asking, she doesn't know what she wants, right? Like, how do you push up against that? How do you help people see that actually not telling people what to do and asking them is actually an asset in building empowerment?
Well, I didn't cower to that fear. I think there are some leaders out there that will, what they say is they smell blood and they go for it.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm truly asking you genuinely, like, what do you think? You're an expert on this particular business line. I mean, I understand it. And I think the first thing is sort of coming in a very Ted Lasso way, like, I'm coming from football, don't know soccer, but you do know soccer. Yeah. It was the same thing for me. Like, I may not have known anything about a specific faction of my business lanes that we have, right? But I knew enough about it to be dangerous, and I always tell my staff, I know a little bit about everything. And I think that was sort of the first step of saying, okay, she does know what we're about here, but she's giving me a chance to either adjust, grow, or dream about how we can expand.
So you started sort of building your community, you started building movement, and you sort of allowed others to slowly but surely see that you're a powerhouse underneath all this, like, oh yes, well, let's all get along, but like, also I'm a powerhouse and pushing these, inviting all these ideas to move forward. What is the role of psychological safety in all this?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked that question.
Okay.
After we read this book, your book, folks who would have never had conversations, and I'm talking about very rigid business lines. I won't mention them because I'm a video, but I'm talking about folks who did not have these conversations outside of what they had to do and the metrics they had to meet and the budget they had to stay within, the positions they wanted to purchase at the end of the year, began to talk about at executive level meetings, I feel psychologically safe now to share with my colleague who we're on the same team, what I'm trying to do, because it's either his or her staff that will gain the two positions or my staff. But actually, if we work together and we combine our proposal, we might be able to get, instead of 2 people here or 2 people here, we might actually get 5. And why? Because the united front of the 2 programs doesn't only constitute what one group needs or what the other. Now you've created a tidal wave of change in 2 departments.
Politics has gotten so vicious, and there is such and in these spaces, what's underneath it? Why aren't there more human-centered leaders in government?
Why are there not?
Yeah, why are there not?
I don't know. I think birds of a feather flock together. So I'm very, very lucky that I am surrounding myself with folks that really believe this too.
Yeah.
It's not like and maybe that's it. Maybe it's find other like-minded folks, and you start building this momentum until you get to a tsunami tipping point where I got a message this morning, an email of a person in our agency connecting me to another person saying Ana Lasso is really interested in human-centered design and conversations, introducing you to another. So I think we're all identifying. We're all starting to identify with each other and starting to create this momentum of like, we want to change how things are done.